Epidemiologists have weighed in after Premier Daniel Andrews revealed his roadmap out of lockdown, which doesn't see significant changes until the end of October and has a target for 0 cases for 14 days by the end of November. An advisor to the World Health Organization, Professor McLaws, has told the Herald Sun that this threshold for a COVID normal is unattainable and unworkable, as at least 20% of cases will be asymptomatic, so there is always that risk for community spread. She says Australia needs to have a strict contact tracing policy and adopt a strategy that is preemptive rather than reactionary. Now, opposition leader Michael O'Brien has told Sky News that the Premier had other options.
You've got senior epidemiologists in Victoria saying they don't support the modelling that he's based this on. They're saying he's taken a one-size-fits-all approach. And that's exactly what he's done. So the economic devastation of this, Chris, is going to be something that'll be generational.
Modelling by the Institute of Public Affairs has found that up to 260,000 Victorians could lose their jobs as a result of this roadmap, and this comes after 400,000 Victorians have already lost work due to the pandemic. Pete?
Gabriella Powell live in Melbourne. Gab, thank you. Let's go to Eliza Edwards now. Eliza, tensions are rising between the Prime Minister and Victorian Premier.
Yeah, that's right. The Prime Minister yesterday issuing his strongest criticism yet of the Andrews government, putting the Premier on notice that he must step up to bear more of the financial burden for the decisions he's making rather than the federal government picking up the tab, and urging Victoria to reopen its economy faster. And by improving contact tracing just as New South Wales has done. There is a clear dispute between the two leaders over comparisons between the states after the Prime Minister made this pointed remark and the Victorian Premier hit back.
But what I can't help but be struck by is that under the thresholds that have been set in that plan, Sydney would be under curfew now. Sydney doesn't need to be under curfew now. They have a tracing capability that can do with outbreaks.
Sydney's not had the amount of community transmission that we've had, so I don't think that's a particularly valid comparison and not a particularly worthwhile one. We're not in New South Wales. We've got a set of unique circumstances that apply to Victoria and a roadmap to safely and steadily ease out of these current rules, these current restrictions, to find a COVID normal, to open up and to stay open.
Pete, this war of words marks a significant turning point, with Scott Morrison now refusing to absorb any political pain from the ongoing disaster in Victoria and making it clear the national economy will also wear the consequences.